Ain't no secret. Should do Eddie Kane Jr. Like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe to me, leave a comment down the video so I can sub back to you. Deuce.
Of doing drills, Von was seen with DURK jumping off of luxury yachts, seems also inviting that killer energy into his legitimate rap career. Because on February the 5th, 2019, around 5:49 a.m., Lil Durk and King Von were allegedly outside Atlanta restaurant The Varsity. Here, an altercation would take place in the parking lot where allegedly Lil Durk and King Von, along with fellow OTF affiliate THF Bezu and another Chicago native named Hella Bands, would allegedly shoot and rob a man by the name of Alexander Witherspoon, allegedly targeting him for $30,000 cash that he had on him at the time. Detectives would later claim that a video showed Lil Durk shooting out of his own personal car, a custom Jeep Trackhawk with a camouflage wrap and a large 300 on the sign that he was known to own. Durk had even posted clips of this car to Twitter with the caption, "Spin, spin," clips which even Von himself had reposted. Cops would be seen analysing the scene after the shooting, and the local news would report on the shooting before even becoming aware of these famous rappers' involvement.
Police found several shell casings in this parking lot. The Varsity was closed at the time this happened, around 5:45 this morning, but this club across Spring Street was open, and one patron who was parked in the Varsity lot to go to that club told me what he went through. The man from Chicago, who goes by Gutta, returned to the Varsity parking lot this afternoon to change the tire and assess the damage on his cousin's car after it was hit by bullets.
Tired, exhausted, wild night. I'm just happy I'm alive, basically. So that's really what my main focus is.
He had just paid the cover to get into one cigar lounge across Spring Street when he heard the shots outside around 5:45 a.m. He says people hit the floor and he hid in a bathroom. Police say a 23-year-old man was in serious condition when he was rushed to the hospital after the shooting. They are now looking for a dark-colored SUV. They are doing anything they can to help Atlanta police.
The afternoon after the shooting, Von would post up on Twitter with a handful of cash and a gun on the couch next to him. Later on, posting a tweet saying you never know who's going to snitch when the cops come. Then, the day after the shooting, Von would tweet asking if you can be a killer and a good person too. A few days later, on February the 9th, 2019, Von would be seen in the background on an Instagram Live with Asian Doll, with Von talking to his friend on the phone, possibly about this very shooting. He would seemingly be telling his friend that he thinks he made all of the wrong moves and saying that the cops are now watching him.
Now, you know I ain't trying to do none of this. Oh, dude, that's so fluky. We just did the wrong. The first time I told you I could get it. It was a fool. You just feel like you made all the wrong moves, on mistake. We just was tweaking on foot and that shit, We just got to be tighter last time for them. Now, you understand? See that look? See, that's the part I was there, like, everybody be tweaking with me on, Jason, them all of my head tweaking with me, telling about this, that, and that. But I ain't letting you know that. I'm just letting them tweak with me and trying to make sure everything decent. All the time you don't be seeing all that part, man. I'm all with the man about putting on, I'm all about the man show, I'm about the man on the stage. I'm about the man airwork, man. And you think I'm doing nothing.
You talking about where the fuck he get that accent?
Yeah, they be tweaking with me, boy. I'm telling them that's my man.
I don't understand sometimes, y'all. Either.
Man, you worry about the run. That's little shit, man. That's boy, nothing you need to think about it, talk about it. Just everything happened to you that day. Oh, yeah, I know that I'm swinging in the truck with us on phone when I get out like that. But I'm high and thinking about it.
But clearly, Von wasn't too worried about the cops watching because he would tweet on February the 21st that he was ready to catch another body. And the day after, Von jumps on a reckless IG Live with fans, showing off all the money he had apparently made from features, dissing Tuka, and saying that he's not a rapper, just a gangster who raps for the money.
Hey, this beef, like, I just picked this up, little folks. What you about to drink some, smoke some? No, I'm gonna smoke Tuka. You know who Tuka is? No, what is that? That's him. He been dead for a long time. You don't know Tuka? Man, I'm not a rapper, man. See, they think I'm a hoe. Nah, I'm a gangster. I just rap. They be giving me money for it.
While cops were slowly piecing together the facts about the shooting, Von was continuing with his rap career, without sparing a thought to how much self-incrimination he was doing to himself at the time. On February the 28th, Von drops a feature on Dari's song, Gang Only, where he raps he has a lot of bodies, even saying that on his first murder, the victim thought it was a robbery. Around a week later, on March the 5th, 2019, King Von's song Wait unofficially leaks. That track has some brazen lyrics, where he says that he has more bodies than the killer from Scream. As well as admitting that he shot up Dunbar School with L.A. Capone, something he had tweeted about prior. He would also say that he remembers his first murder and saying that he missed a bunch of shots, but now his aim is better. And while these demonic tracks are circulating online, King Von and Lil Durk are having a great time flexing on Instagram Live. And
hey, y'all double back. They about to end it. So hold on. I'm going to pause this.
No, man, I was nickname.
I'm going to pause this. Y'all double back. They put a timer on it. So I'm going to double right back.
They back on? Are they right? Yeah. Up and down we go.
And I got my wife neighbor. Cut this low back up, man. He get excited in his.
Wait.
It's over. Look, you know I'm coming out. Look.
After this, Durk had whoever was behind the wheel driving incredibly fast in that Jeep Trackhawk, with Von seemingly in fear of his life and joking that his gun is about to go off.
Hey, what's up? Good.
Up and down we go.
Don't even go crazy. And his whole king.
Whoa.
Riding in that steam, in that two-seater, riding with a 30. Damn, you ain't no get to this, cuz. Hey, what you gonna do? Stop. Stop doing that, man.
What you looking down?
Stop doing that, man. It's time, man. I quit.
Nah, cuz. You drag.
This sick as go on.
You got on the drag,
It's a truck.
man.
Oh, my, it's working out.
I'll talk to my fans for this. Yeah.
Love y'all. Everybody on there. Forward down. Love y'all. Oh, this shit.
What you talking about, boy? Hold on.
Oh, man. Slow down.
Slow down, cuz.
Where you going? Slow down.
Cuz, slow down, cuz.
I'm gonna get off now. You sleeping.
Slow down, cuz. Thought the slow music was gonna work. Hey, cuz, that motherfucker been scared as hell. Doing 300 on that motherfucker.
I'm sweating.
Your life plan for your chopper to my. Hey, chopper, so y'all scream. He said, shut the f up.
Do I have my seatbelt on? Hey, back seat with my. Damn, my seatbelt don't work.
Hey, tell
Seatbelt in this work.
Chopper, so I shut your crybaby ass
I
up.
better get this young ass on. It's gonna be fucking cool. Oh, there you go.
The seatbelt broke. You hear that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Seatbelts don't work in this country.
You trying to put a seatbelt on, bro?
Yeah, but I'm moving around on the back seat.
I wouldn't chase me in this.
Down the ride to my area.
Now you back talking that games. You just
Back.
screaming. You just screaming like a little.
Ain't no with me.
You just screaming. He texted you telling, look, you bro. How's I'm gonna read it, motherfucker? Both of you out there.
Durk and Von were clearly living the fast life at this point, and seemingly having faced no consequences so far for the shooting at the Varsity nearly 2 months before. However, rumours would continue to swirl about their involvement in serious crimes. On the 31st of March 2019, King Von is seen hanging out with Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, who is signed to Baton Rouge rapper NBA Youngboy, with Quando appearing in a clip on King Von's Instagram where he would diss Von's ops on 63rd.
I'm saying though, they got 63rd. Dirty ass. Hey, listen, though, man. 64th, they got 63rd over there smoking crack.
It seems that back then, Von and Quando Rondo's camps were pretty cool with each other. That very same night that he was with Quando, Von is seen hanging out and hitting the stage with Lil Durk. Von would tweet a picture with Durk, along with a caption saying they've got to stay focused because their enemies envy them. The same day these pictures were taken, an altercation would take place at the Hidden Village Apartments complex in Atlanta. A man named Tyreek Livat was shot dead, with the news reporting a total of 5 people shot, the result of a huge shootout. Apparently, a large fight had broken out between 2 large groups, and an hour after the fight, one group who had left and returned got into it again and begun shooting, with 5 people being hit in the altercation and Tyreek unfortunately losing his life, being found dead by police in the parking lot around 10:30 p.m. The police would say that the shooter goes by a nickname, but refused to disclose it to the press, with reports on this incident making it to the TV news the following day.
Now to a developing story. A shooting leaves one person dead, 4 others injured. This happened at an apartment complex in southwest Atlanta. Latasha Givens is live outside of Grady Memorial Hospital. Latasha, what are we learning about their conditions this morning?
Well, Christy, police tell us this all started at a house party last night on Lantern Drive. They tell us a fight broke out between 2 large groups, and at some point a man opened fire, hitting 5 people. Let's take a look at some of that video from last night. Police tell us 1 man was found dead at the party, while 4 others were rushed here to Grady. We're told that the victims' ages range from 17 to 20, and the victims are all male. Investigators are trying to determine a motive and what happened leading up to that shooting.
After this, a rumor would circulate suggesting that King Von and THF Bezu had something to do with the shooting. However, Lil Durk would tweet, "Never," just a couple of hours after the body was discovered, followed by tweeting, "Protect the money at all costs," the morning after. Von would tweet the following morning that you can do everything right and they're still going to find a way to bring you down, dissing somebody that he doesn't name. Meanwhile, another member of their entourage, Mimo600, would tweet the day after, saying that people will end up on the news. For the record, there's never been any concrete evidence to indicate that Von, Durk, Bezu, or any of their entourage had anything to do with this killing. And Tyreek Livert's cousin would actually do a YouTube interview saying that he also doesn't believe that Von had anything to do with the killing either.
They said King Von killed your cousin.
That's what they saying. I don't believe it. But honestly, I think they be just attaching King Von name. I don't see it. I don't see it. You know, you could be with Dirk with all these fancy and, you know what I'm saying, then you over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then it don't add up.
It's highly likely that this incident had nothing to do with Von and Durk, but that didn't stop people all over the internet making King Von body count articles and videos speculating as to whether King Von was responsible for this murder too. None of this proves Von was involved, but what it does prove is that even if he wasn't involved, his reputation as a shooter would have the fans and public pointing the finger at him regularly. But as the weeks went by, Von would continue to go about his life, whilst the cops would continue building the case related to the original shooting at the Varsity. On April the 1st, the victim in the Varsity shooting, Alexander Weatherspoon, would end up being booked into a Chicago jail on unrelated charges of possession of a stolen vehicle. It seemed like the police were slowly getting closer to having something concrete, but King Von just didn't seem worried about attracting the attention of the authorities. In a social media clip uploaded on April the 2nd, 2019, King Von recorded himself singing in the back of a car with Lil Durk, dissing dead people like Dooski and saying that they almost killed Wooski.
Here we go again. Avenue, right down Avenue. We catch you and you through. We catch you and you through. I don't wanna talk to you. I don't wanna talk to you. I don't really shoot. I don't really with you. Is I'm shooting right, ain't wrong. Is I'm shooting light, I'm shooting strong. Die why?
Yeah, the little
Tuka, Zico, T3, Dooski, Wooski, almost. Right Also in April, he would tweet saying he's so real he might kill, and posting throwback pictures of him and T. Roy back when they were hitters in Chicago. He'd even post a picture of himself with a gun in his waistband and a caption saying his enemies envy him, as well as tweeting about Can't Get Right being killed in the parking lot. Von would tweet saying that he's never the victim, always the suspect. And this is all while police are still looking for a suspect in the Varsity shooting. On the 10th of April, the day before the anniversary of K.I.'s murder, King Von would tweet a cryptic message asking if the streets could be his Valentine, saying that they're tired of dying. Then one day after the anniversary of K.I.'s death, King Von would make a biblical tweet saying, "God said to me out of his own mouth to cut her off, grandson." And grandson said, "In Jesus' name, amen." Von would even tweet reminding people that even though they see him having fun on Twitter, be careful, because he's still dangerous in real life. He would say that he'll do something to somebody if they go against him, and Von would also release a clip apparently promoting Lil Durk's new cereal, Durkios, telling people to go and buy the cereal whilst waving the clip of a gun. Von would also later tell a woman that he comes with the cereal. If you ain't order no Durkios, that you a... Hey, stop playing my mouth. Order that.
A day later, on April the 16th, 2019, Von is on Instagram Live mocking Wooski for changing after being shot in the head, saying that Wooski doesn't diss them anymore.
He ain't been the same. He don't talk shit no more, nothing. I don't know what the f. This man talk to me every day. This man ain't DM me no more, nothing. His ass. Some bullets be changing them. Man. I hope you watching. I hope you edit your ass up, dude.
That same day, he would tweet that he doesn't chase clout. He actually chases people with guns, and tweeting that 2 had died for your enjoyment. He would even tweet about the crime
Oh
he was
my
committing
God.
in Atlanta, saying that he's been doing damage on the Chicago streets since he was young, and now he's ready to cause problems elsewhere. #steppers, a sentiment that apparently Lil Durk was in full support of. Durk was giving Von nothing but support during this period. He would make a cameo in the video for Von's track Cousins with Just Blow 600, another outrageously gangster anthem where King Von raps that if his ops aren't outside, then he will find and kill their cousins instead. This is an unbelievable thing to rap considering King Von's history of killing people and their cousins. But the track would have some more seemingly incriminating lyrics, like Just Blow 600, rapping that him and Von are popping pills, riding in the Jeep Trackhawk looking for ops, and killing people after fights. Von would rap that his gang's body count is 24, and he'd rap that he kills women and men and can't tell the difference. And Von would even promote the video for Cousins with a hilarious tweet, telling fans that if their cousin is cool with their ops, to go to their auntie's house right now and kill them. King Von's first tweet after posting that song warned his ops what he would do to them if he catches them without the police around. A day after that, Von posts a picture of himself eating cereal and tweeting about having killers that want him dead and killers that look up to him. Von was also feeling generous around this time, tweeting that he had given his mother a Gucci purse and $10,000 cash, as well as openly tweeting that he still robs people. Von would even reply to a troll who asked why he's robbing people when he's a rich, successful rapper. And Von actually replied to this, saying he robs people because he doesn't want to spend his own money, he wants to spend somebody else's. But even if he was robbing, Von would soon have the music money rolling in even more. Von would begin teasing his collaboration with Lil Durk, Crazy Story 2.0, on April 29th. Then the day after this, on April the 30th, Von ends up having a funny interaction with a fan who replied to Lil Durk's teaser of Crazy Story 2.0, saying that she preferred it when King Von raps on his own. Von would reply to this saying, the song isn't part 2, it's a version 2, and the part 2 of Crazy Story is coming eventually, with the girl then trolling Von by pleading for him not to kill her, with Von face-palming and promising not to kill the woman. I mean, to me, this interaction really drives home just how absurd it is that you've got this celebrity rapper just trying to go about his career and release music, whilst it's widely known that he is a hardened killer and people are tweeting at him, begging him to not kill them too. But regardless, things were going well for King Von, and Crazy Story 2.0 with Lil Durk was due to be a hit. And it seemed like King Von could do with another hit, because he had apparently blown through $150,000 by this point, encouraging fans that they can do it too if they just work hard. Von would also tweet that people talk slick until bullets rip through them. Sadly for Von, the good times would soon come to an end. King Von would return to Chicago for a hometown concert, but this would end up being cancelled on the day, with Von suggesting that somebody was out to get him. And then, on May the 4th, 2019, footage would emerge showing a huge force of over 30 Chicago police officers raiding O-Block to arrest King Von, with Von himself being arrested in dramatic footage where he was tackled to the ground with an enraged mob of his friends accusing the cops of stealing his chain at the scene. And the cops even had to draw assault rifles on the crowd to keep them at bay whilst they arrested Von. In addition to those clips, the full body cam footage of King Von's arrest would later be released.
Stay on the ground. Gang, don't resist. Don't resist. Gang, why y'all grab me? What the f*** wrong with y'all? Let's go. Hey, let's get my money in my tree. Hold on, man. Oh, my God. I got it.
Why the fuck is niggas trying to join my live, bruh? You ain't nobody getting on my live. Nobody want to hear your monkey ass talk. The fuck you want to get on my live for? You don't ruin this shit.
Following the arrest, Von would be taken to the station where he would continue to argue with the cops.
I seen you. I had to get you out the way quickly. Why? I ain't the type to miss all of that. We'll explain everything in a minute. Yeah. Alright? Now, once this all been done, I'm fine. Y'all wrong. Right. At the same time, though, when you get into custody, people that be your mans wanna, especially if you drop some on the ground, you might never see it again. They're your boys.
After Von's arrest, his furious mugshot would later be made public, and he would remain in jail for a significant stretch of time. Lil Durk would react to the news, tweeting "Free Von" with a sad face. But only the week after Von is arrested, something unexpected happened. On May the 11th, 2019, the fourth person who was in the track hawk on the night of the shooting, Hella Bands, would be suddenly shot and killed outside of a Miami nightclub before facing any charges, with a Miami Beach spokesperson revealing that Hella Bands was also wanted in Atlanta for attempted murder and armed robbery.